Well lads, how are you getting on? Paddy back here again. Today, courtesy of Hilco, as you can see, I'm wearing one of their nice new jumpers here. Nice hoodie actually, in fairness. They decided to send me out new mild steel welding rods. These particular welding rods, they're for TIG welding, and I have the box right here beside me. They're Hilco FER-SG1A welding rods. They're a TIG welding rod that are specifically designed for welding mild steel that may be dirty, a bit rusty, may even have a bit of paint on it, So, what I'm going to do today is, courtesy of Timu, I got this dice kit here. I already have it tacked together, so my video ends up only being me welding out this rather than me trying to tack the thing together, and it's fairly small. Now, the dice kit comes in this setup here, so what you can do is you can cut out these as well, and you can weld up this and actually make a box out of it. Can you? You can, yeah, sure. 6 sides, so you can make a box out of it, and if you wanted to, it can be extra special, and you can weld it up with the dice inside and make a box out of it. But these are on Timu. They're welding practice kits, or whatever you call them. What you call it? As you can see, it comes from China with factory installed oxidation and rust, and we're not really going to bother cleaning this up. So what we're going to do then instead is we're going to weld out this lad here and see how we get on. Now obviously it's an outer butt weld joint, or an outer corner joint, or whatever you want to call it, really, So it will be tricky enough, in fairness. So what we can do is, right, I have welding magnets here, and what we can do is we can move it around anyway. So I'm welding at 79 amps. It's an amp in the difference, and we are using, what size rod is this? 2.4 mil rods, and I have the dog here beside me. So what we're going to do now, I'm using an automatic welding sheet today also, but we won't let that stop us. Make sure it's straight on my head anyway. Now, very important thing to learn anyway for most welders, although health and safety will tell you different, is the head nod. Now, you want a head nod as if you're agreeing to something, not if you're actually head banging at a rock on something. So just go, yeah, and the falls into place. Just like so. Because obviously if you're not at a bench, let's say you're up in a pipe rack or doing something stupid, one of them jobs that has to be welded, but you wouldn't put a small child into it, you're not always going to be able to put your hand to your welding shield. So it's important to have the welding shield set that you can just go, yep, that's it, yep. Job done. So, mind your eyes, lads. First well done. Then absolutely, because what can happen is, if you go to try TIG weld rusty metal or painted metal or whatever like that, even MIG welded, you can get spitting and spattering, and that's why it's usually better for arc welding, because arc doesn't care. Arc will just burn straight through it. So we just want to double check my machine is fine. So yeah, everything's all good. Well, of course, gases. Smooth it in there. Just fed. Yep, we're all good. So what we're going to do, we have this side welded. Now, nice little bead in fairness to it. Now, genuinely, lads, you'd actually think it's you'd actually swear. I know, honestly, like it is obviously mild steel, like, but you would actually nearly think that you're welding on stainless. It welds so cleanly, and it welds so nicely. A bit of a tack there. We had a bit of I didn't put all the tacks around, so it started to open up a small bit on me. Oh, oh. Getting hot. Getting very hot. Do I have my... No, I have no pliers, right, so... Get that to turn over. Yeah. Now, these projects here are actually a great idea for anyone that, you know, you don't have to buy a TIG welder like mine. Like my one will do aluminium and stuff like that. Like, but the likes of Vivor, for example, you can get a TIG welder for €200 or €300, and you can buy these kits off Temu, already cut out the whole lot, and they're a nice little project. In fairness, you know, as you can see there, you know, my little dice is coming on. Now we have two last little edges to finish. Now, obviously, if you can gather, there's a bit of a problem with the high frequency on my welder, so there's a few little issues. But other than that, I mean, everything is good. Although, as you can see, right little job, no problems whatsoever, and it welded up beautifully. So this here is the rod in question. Looks the very same as any mild steel rod, but it is the best rod I've ever used for mild steel. Any other rod is just copper coated mild steel. This actually has added elements into it, which make it way better. It allows it to handle oxidized metal better. Like as you can see here. So as you can see here, I'll show you again. I didn't do any polishing, didn't do any grinding or anything like that. I just put this together and I welded it up, and it welded beautifully, absolutely beautifully. I can't complain too much. So anyway, lads, that's all for today. Anyway, we might have more videos seeing how things go on, and I have a fancy ring light and stuff like that. Like, other than that, if this is on YouTube, you see it on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of shite, as they say. And I'll see you again in the next one.